It's our last show, and we're gonna go out with a fucking bang. We'll tell you what other shows were wonderful and prematurely canceled. We are also gonna let you know everything that we learned from this experience on television, and we will do one more explosion. All this on the very last episode of We Come From the Future. This episode of We Come From the Future was brought to you by Gamefly. Hello, and welcome to the end of the future on We Come From the Future, where the future is now, and so all we have is the present. I am Annalee Newitz.
And I am Esther and Annalee. We are on our last show, and so we'd like to take a look at past shows that have been tragically canceled before their time, right?
Yes, exactly.
So what's your number one pick?
I mean, I'm just gonna go with the crowd pleaser, which is Firefly.
How can you go with anything else?
I think it'd be a crime to mention anything else first.
Yeah.
And, you know, the fact that the show is about a bunch of people who are willing to sacrifice themselves and become martyrs for a great cause fits perfectly with the fact that the show kind of sacrificed itself for fandom, you know?
Yeah, because now there's not enough, it wasn't on air long enough for them to be jossed. So they can all be unified and happy and also sad at the same time.
Yeah, it's a great cause. And plus, we never had to see that episode that the writers described on the Firefly special that was just on, where Joss wanted to have Inara get gang raped and then kill the guys with her because she had some like killing drug.
What? Was it just like a technique? I don't understand
she has, like,
how that's possible.
Deadly, if you rape her, she'll kill you with her. I don't know, but I'm glad we never saw that episode.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Well, speaking of Joss, we've got Dollhouse, which was canceled after 2 seasons.
2 short seasons.
Yes, 2, they flew by, Annalee, they really did. And
I don't even remember those 2 years of my life.
I kind of wanted it to be canceled so they could start up with the Epitaph episodes, where like everyone's in everybody else's head and like kids can turn out to be evil masterminds.
Mm-hmm. And I can like hack your brain through the phone.
Yes!
That was awesome.
Why do people still have phones then? Who knows?
Yeah, well, we're all part of a big experiment.
Yeah.
So another great show that was canceled is Sarah Connor Chronicles. And that was that was such a fantastic show, well written and exciting, and it ended on a cliffhanger, which is the worst, absolute horrible worst.
That is the worst.
They jump through time, and then you're just like you're never gonna have any more, and you make this strangly like when that's the cancellation noise.
That's what happened on Angel, where it went for a relatively long run, but it ended with
5 years.
Everything's terrible, and now we're gonna fight a horde of demons, and we're all gonna die. Let's go. Nothing.
See you in the comic books.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I actually liked the ending of Angel. The last season of Angel I thought was great. So one of the shows that I still cling to as an example of the saddest cancellation is Surface, which a lot of people weren't watching, duh. But it was a sea monster show. It had cryptologists and cryptozoologists and like cool scientists and giant frickin' sea monsters from the depths of the sea. Mm-hmm. And it ended right before we found out it literally they're like, we're working up to figuring out who are these sea monsters and why are they coming? And then it was just like, oh, sorry, we got canceled.
Oh, that
was more of the
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. So
now I think I'm going to finish this up with my personal tragedy, which was Futurama. It was canceled, and that made me sad for a very long time. And then unexpectedly, it came back, and it was just like, it's all okay now. It's back.
That doesn't even count as a show being canceled.
That counts.
No, it doesn't.
I felt the pain.
No, it doesn't count. And I'd like to clarify something, because at what point is it no longer tragic if a show is canceled? Like Angel, 5 seasons? Are we really sad? It had a run. It's not,
As long as I want more, it's tragic to me. I don't truck with things like senses of proportion, If I want more, I want
I like
more.
that about you.
And canceling a show is an injustice. But Futurama came back. Who knows? We come from the future, might as well.
It's true.
Somehow.
Jericho came back.
Yeah.
I don't think Forever Night came back. I think that was the first show where fans did like a write-in like thing where they tried to they lit themselves on fire in front of whatever Canadian studio was responsible for that show.
That wouldn't work.
No, it didn't.
That's
Don't
just
do
one
that.
less fan to watch,
Don't do
right?
that. Yeah, no.
So
yeah, and I think, yeah. So the question is, how can we truly end with a bang? And I think the answer is to do a giant explosion in Esther Gets Experimental. This part gonna go in the bottom of the water?
yeah.
So this will be floating free by that much?
I'm just going to put the cap on and
Wait for the explosion.
this will have to do.
Yeah, okay, let's just think about this. So it'll be, if the water is up to here, I don't think there'll be an issue.
Focus on getting small pieces that we can fit through the neck of the bottle.
Sorry.
We're good.
I'm not good at aiming.
Next, we're pouring water into the bucket. Now let's feed them into the neck of the bottle.
Okay.
So we're gonna screw the cap on, dump it in, and let's just back. Exploded more than I expected.
Yes.
I'm scared.
Yeah. That was awesome. Good job, Esther.
Only promised that trash can to my roommate. I'm gonna have to explain. Okay, we filled a bottle with dry ice, and surprise, surprise, the ice turned to gas. The gas took up more room, and the entire thing exploded.
Yeah,
massively.
much more than we thought it would.
Yes.
Like here are the remains of that trash can that like.
And here are the remains of the bottle.
Yes.
and
So this is basically, it's a nice, quick, portable bomb experiment. Make sure that you have people around the perimeter of the area when you do this, so that
and cover
people
your ears.
wandering by don't get hurt, and cover your ears. That was one thing we learned from this experiment.
All right.
All right.
I think this is our biggest explosion ever.
Definitely our biggest explosion for sure. I think
All right.
we damaged a lot of things in this experiment.
Still cracking. Excellent. Thank you.
Any geek understands the importance of a healthy dose of video gaming, and so does Gamefly, the largest online video game rental service. With over 8,000 new and classic video game titles across all consoles and handhelds, Gamefly lets you play for as long as you like, no late fees or due dates, and shipping is always free. Once you're done playing a game, send it back and Gamefly will send you the next available game on your list. If you really like the game you're playing, simply click Keep It on the Gamefly website and the game is yours at a discounted price. Gamefly will even mail you the case and manuals free of charge. And if you're not a console gamer, you are still covered. Gamefly members can access hundreds of PC games for free with unlimited PC play. Plans start at $15.95 a month, but We Come From the Future fans can get a 15-day free trial. Just visit gamefly.com/future and sign up. We like to think that everything is educational, and so we'd like to finish off our show by saying what we learned. So, Esther, what did you learn from doing this show?
I learned 3 things. The first 2 are, do not trifle with fans of Batman or dinosaurs, because they will come after you. And the third thing is, it is incredibly hard to light things on fire. I mean, you remember the things we tried to light on fire.
No, it's true.
We tried to light paper on fire, which you think you would. We tried to light wire on fire, which I think one of the camera guys was like, I've never seen that not work. And it didn't work.
Yeah.
We've tried to light marshmallows on fire, hasn't worked. And like at home, I've just been like, trying these experiments out in my bathroom with like weird electrical wiring and soaked cloth soaked in like rubbing alcohol. nothing. I even tried to set my own finger on fire once.
That's really
Barely
not a good
worked.
idea.
Barely.
Wow. Well, so we learned that science showbiz can be really hard.
Yeah.
But we also saw behind the scenes of showbiz here at Revision 3, and we learned that actually doing TV, people here are really cool. They're just like writers, except they're using like cameras and their mouths are moving and stuff, as opposed to the type. And
It's
that was
like
really cool. Like
They're
getting
creative
to see
artists in some way.
they're like actually just like us, but using different tools. And so we really appreciate like working with all the folks here at Revision 3. Thank you so much to our producer, Roger Chang, who I can't even believe how patient he is. Although he did sometimes actually slap his face so hard that I thought maybe he was going to lose some flesh.
Or a tooth.
Yeah, and Frank Knight, who was not only taught us swordsmanship on one episode, but also edited these shows to actually look like we were doing something as opposed to just kind of itching our crotches and kind of babbling.
And was my stunt double once.
He was a stunt
Yes,
double.
for
And Mike
lightsabers.
Hand, who came in and like, we found out that he eats air mostly.
Yes.
He is an assistant producer, but he's an aeritarian. So, which is apparently, I think that's a showbiz skill. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also we never called him Mr. Hand, which I think is probably shows great restraint on our
If
part.
only.
So we learned restraint.
Yes.
All right. So
And gratitude.
And
So-
gratitude, exactly. We learned restraint and gratitude and death. So you can still watch all our episodes here on Revision 3 and on YouTube and on iTunes, but that's it. So we're done. Like I said, we thanked everyone. Thanks to the folks who ran the cameras and often like shoved it deep into some explosion or microwave or something like
God,
that.
yeah.
It's been really fun. When the time travel situation gets worked out, we'll kind of travel back in time, re-pitch this show at Revision 3 before they knew that they were going to cancel it, and then,
We'll
come with
see
us. And
you
we'll see you in
then.
we'll see you in the alternate future.
Yes.
All right. Thanks very much, and have a great tomorrow.